Welcome to DIYEasyCrafts.com. Today we're going to convert a standard paper towel rack into a nautical paper towel rack. Now these can be made in either turtle or a fish design or basically any nautical creature. And the idea is pretty simple. We're going to carve a fish or a turtle, and then we're going to insert it on top of the exterior arm. And then we're going to create another fish and glue it in place a little bit lower than the first, just using epoxy, a two-part epoxy. This is a very easy project. These racks sell for $3 or $4. I think I got mine at Bed Bath & Beyond. For today's example, we're going to make a sea turtle. So I've sketched out the basic design of a sea turtle just on some 1-inch pine, some scrap wood that I had. And I'm going to cut it out with a bandsaw, but you could certainly cut out the design with a jigsaw or a scroll saw. And if you can't draw a turtle, you could always download a sketch off the internet and size it appropriately on your printer, and you could just trace it onto the wood. Once the outside shape is cut out, I use a disc grinder with a sanding wheel. This is a disc or a flap side sanding wheel. And I'm just going to smooth all of the rough cut edges, all of the curves. And then with that same sanding disc, I'm also going to start to sand down each of the fins so that the shell of the turtle is a little higher than the fins, and the fins are a little bit narrower. You'll see it in a minute. This is, again, a very fast, very easy project once you get the hang of it. I'm also going to use that same sanding wheel to shape the head of the turtle and the mouth. Once I have the basic shape whittled down, I'm going to move to a Dremel grinder with a drum disc, and I'm going to carve the rest of the turtle with that sanding wheel. This wheel is a little bit smaller in diameter. You can get into the corners a little bit better. You can round out all of the edges a little bit better. I'm going to also round over the edge of the turtle's shell, and then I'm going to use that same drum wheel to make plunge cuts in, and this is making the notches along the outer edge of the turtle's shell. And it just adds a little bit of texture to the shell and to the final piece. I'm going to use a regular drill bit just to drill part way through creating the image of the turtle's eye, and I'll do that on both sides of the turtle. I'm making one of these sea turtles a little bit larger than the other, but again, you can use your own creative artistic ability here. I'm using a different wheel on the same Dremel grinder. This is a cutoff wheel, and I'm going to plunge cut this in to make small straight lines on the turtle's shell, creating the illusion of the turtle's scales. And again, it just adds a little bit more texture to the final carving. And you could also add some lines on each of the fins. What you want to end up with is a carved turtle like this. It needs a slot on the bottom. I created that by drilling a series of holes and then using the drill bit to wiggle back and forth to create a trough. And that's going to allow the top turtle to just slide into position on the top of that exterior arm. Now, after one coat of paint, and we'll usually need at least two coats of paint, I'm going to use a little bit of two-part epoxy glue, apply it inside that groove, and then I can just apply the first or the top turtle into position. The lower turtle, or the smaller one in this case, I cut a notch in the back of the turtle. I filled that groove with the same two-part epoxy, and then I'm going to glue this into position, and I'm just going to hold it in position with a little bit of tape. This glue dries in 5 or 10 minutes, so you really only have to hold it in position accurately for a very short amount of time. I've made these with both fish as well as turtles. They both came out pretty good. I happen to like the turtles a little bit better, but a very nice nautical touch to any kitchen. These paper towel racks sell for about $3 or $4, and they convert nicely into a nautical paper towel rack. Now please check us out on the web at DIYEasyCrafts.com. Be sure to check out our other how-to videos. And if you liked this video, I ask that you please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel.